Heroes here, and today I'm going to be talking what is almost a controversial topic. Controversial is a bit harsh a word for it, but a topic that nobody should talk about, which as a zero, which is kind of a nobody, I'm going to talk about anyway. It is the fun little battle we get to watch between Battlefield and Call of Duty. Now, as we all know, Battlefield 1 released earlier last year, or mid last year, to quite a bit of fanfare, whereas its contemporary Call of Duty released its Infinite Warfare game, a very, very good game, going the ultra futuristic, modern shooter angle. Not really changing up their formula that much, in the same way neither did Battlefield, but copying a lot of flack about it. One of the least liked, or sorry, one of the most disliked videos on YouTube, which is impressive. Um, and you start to wonder, where does this bad, bad reputation come from, and how's it trending now? And looking at the latest reveal from Call of Duty World War Two, World War, whoops, and this is what kind of prompted this topic. It's the risks. It's the risks of which these companies are willing to take, and it's also a feeling that the modern shooter is changing. The modern shooting, the FPS player is changing as well. They'll want all the things, but they don't want to play the same things, but they want all the things from the same things. From the previous same things, I'm sorry. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out, especially for Call of Duty, where they've gone a ultra modern wall running, jetpack style gameplay, where World War Two doesn't have those things. There may be some kind of science fiction, caution to the wind, creative license taken, but when you're looking at it, even a moderately authentic experience does not have that type of weaponry and that kind of augmented ability. But in saying that, the reveal for Call of Duty World War Two is pretty positive. Very similar to the way that Battlefield One's World War One reveal went. Obviously not to the same scale, but it's in comparison to what Infinite Warfare copped, which I thought was a bit harsh. It is really looking quite good, and I think this might be an upturn for Call of Duty. A lot more people are really getting into this World War Two theme. So, you know what? At this point, it looks like Call of Duty are coming back, clawing back a bit of their market, and going back to what made them really good. Now, Battlefield was always about large battles and using kind of old weaponry, a little bit more the Desert Storm-esque, even Battlefield 1939, 1942, and my absolute favorite BF 2142. They have to make another one of those. But for the most part, Battlefield was a World War limited weaponry and more about the scale of which they play at, whereas Call of Duty, for its most part, was actually a surprisingly gritty, realistic shooter when it first started coming out, and it was a World War Two shooter for the first two series of it. Went into its modern-esque warfare, went to Vietnam, went to some other, I lost track of all the places it went to. I had that wonderfully successful Modern Warfare 1s and 2, and then went back to World War Two with World at War, which was actually a very good game as well. So I think by going back to their roots, I think these games are really it gives them a good chance to show how far they've come as well, and really play to their strengths, and it will be a very good game. So there's not even a question whether this game will be good. It will be a good game. It will get a lot more fans, I think, too. People are really jumping on board. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this game comes out. It will cop some flack. It always does. Battlefield 1 cops flack. Titanfall cops flack. Any FPS shooter that tries to grab mainstream audience is going to cop flack from someone. But it looks really, really exciting that there's a real possibility of this game being good. And let's be honest, the Nazis part of the kind of horde mode wouldn't work. Okay, sorry, the zombies part wouldn't work without Nazi zombies. So it'll be really interesting to see how this all pans out. But I think Call of Duty may have hit the nail on the head in this one. Those guys have tapped into their previous market, and I think they'll do quite well. I could be completely talking out my butt, but when it comes down to it, there is a really distinct possibility of this going rather well for Call of Duty, and I don't think it's going to do any worse than what Infinite Warfare did, at least initially in its social media outlets and avenues. Otherwise, this is Matt of Zeros Play Heroes. Come join us throughout our videos and our series. If you like what we're doing, we do a ton of different content as well. Chuck a subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day gaming, an even better day in tech, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers heaps. Bye.